For this class, we're going to prepare for a few standing postures by doing a few lying down postures. Now, we have done this sort of stuff quite often, but as usual, every time is always different. Now, today you specifically will need a napkin or a folded towel or something like that with you because we're going to do a few lying down postures facing the ground where you will need to pad up the knee. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. So, very soon, very early in the class, you'll be doing this. You'll be lying face down with your knee out to the side and your right leg in an L shaped position over there. And when this happens, you'll need to, especially if you have a hard surface or if you have a hard floor, you'll need to protect your knee by putting something under that. All right? That's one. So please keep a napkin or a folded towel or something with you. That'll really come in use. Secondly, before we begin, today you're going to be doing postures in stages. Now, when it comes to the standing postures, we'll be increasing things bit by bit by bit. And when that happens, feel free to back off, all right? Because some things are going to be quite strong today. So feel free to do less. You don't have to do every single stage. We will be increasing things quite a notch. So make the right decision there. Let's start with only the beginner variation of the sun salutations. Come on up, front of the mat. Surya Namaskars. Beginner variation only, but doing both the versions of that one. Feet together, palms together. Gentle release those hands. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward bend down. Left leg, not too far, knee touching the ground. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, cat pose, upward. Exhale, hunch. Breathe in, neutral spine. Breathe out, down dog. Left foot forward, right knee touch. Forward bend, folding over. And inhale, up and behind. Strong legs, flat tummy. Going back only if you like. Straighten and release. One more of that. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Breathe really nice and deep, really focus on the breath. Inhale, right leg back, not too far. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, cat pose upward with a dipped back. Breathing out, hunch, tail tucked in, head drop down. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, down dog. Right foot forward. Inhale, look slightly ahead. Exhale, forward bend. And up and behind. Up, up, up and back. Straighten, release, let it go. Okay, another beginner variation. So this is the second version of exactly what we just did. And there's just one tiny little posture change. Instead of doing the cat pose with a hunch, you go down into a child pose. Please remember, do not slide your hands. So you'll do a dipped back over here, and then you'll fold over into a child pose, dropping the head down. Move the elbows out if you need to, but do not stretch your hands forward. Once your palms are on the ground, they don't move forward or back. They don't move anywhere. They stay exactly where they are. Let's do this. Just two of these, and then we can start practice. Feet together, palms together. Release. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, left leg back, not too long. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, cat pose upward. Exhale, point the feet, child pose, bum on heels, drop your head down. Inhale, come back into neutral spine. Exhale, down dog. Left forward, right knee touch. Forward bend, folding over. And breathing in, up and behind. Straighten, release. Last one for the day. Inhale up. Exhale down. Right leg not too long. Downward dog. Cat pose upward. Child pose without sliding the hands. Inhale neutral. Exhale dog. Right foot forward, left knee touch. Forward bend. And breathing in, up and behind. Straighten, let it go. Like I said earlier, the focus today is using ground postures, reclining postures to prepare for standing ones. First ones are really simple, and then it gets a little stronger. Lie down, please. Lying down on your back, soles of the feet touch, knees out to the side, and arms back over your head. Really doing nothing much over here. Okay, release. Second posture. Knees up to the ceiling, fingers interlocked. Hold on to both the knees and making sure that your tail is on the ground. Very slow, start pulling the thighs towards yourself. Very gradual, nothing too hard, nothing too strong over here. Head down, shoulders down, hips down. Now, because it's so early on in the class, if you feel a bit of a strain in the hip joint, a bit of a pinch in the hip joint, you're welcome to separate the knees slightly. Your focus here is to keep the lower back and the tail down on the ground and then increase the pull. Beautiful. Release. Let it go. Now, either you roll up or you drop to the side and sit up. There we go. Come on up. Using your hands, push yourself up onto your toes. And this is what we're doing. Here's our first standing posture. Heels in, toes out, knees out to the side, seated completely on your heels, arms up for balance. That's it. We're not lifting off today. Now, if for some reason, if your feet or your knees hurt, then you're welcome to choose an option, and that is a wide squat, this one. All right. So if your knees or your feet hurt for some reason, you're welcome to go into that option. Otherwise, heels in, toes out, seated completely, arms up for balance. So it's a variation of Utkatasana. It's like you're doing a squat and a butterfly together. Tuck the tail in, activate your core so that you have balance there. Beautiful, that's enough. Hands touch the ground, knees point to the front, and slowly help yourself up. Second one, feet just slightly apart, just about hip width apart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, knees bent, fold over, and wait for a few seconds in a forward bend over here. Now, we're not trying to straighten the legs, even if we can. The idea is to keep your knees slightly bent and get your belly and your chest to touch your thigh or to touch your thighs. Head hanging loose. You're not looking at the ground, you're looking behind through your shins. Okay, almost the same thing. Fingers touch the ground, but we'll add a little more squatting action to that. Bend your knees even more, take your hips lower down, and fold over your thighs. So it's no longer a forward bend only, it's also a squat, really pressing your torso down onto your thighs. And that's enough. Fingers touch the ground. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands on hips, and raise yourself up. Next, two more standing postures over here before we hit the ground again. Really simple. Right leg in the tree. Vrikshasana. Right foot inside the thigh there. Knee out to the side and palms touch in front of you. Release. Let it go. Left leg, Vrikshasana. Planting the foot inside the thigh and then palms together in front of the chest. Now make sure the right leg, the one that you're standing on, is absolutely active. It's a very tall feeling. Do not collapse into the hips. It's a very active feeling. And that's enough. Release, relax, let it go. Okay, next. You're doing a standing Pavan Muktasan, but here we might add a couple of stages extra. And remember, you do only what you like, all right? Please remember that you don't have to go too far ahead. Feet together, fingers interlocked, right knee up, grab, and stand tall. Now, you're not making it too strong. As of now, you're not going for 100%. Second stage, left knee slightly bent, slightly, just a tiny bit, and now go 100% with the right thigh, whatever you can do. And finally, third stage, only if possible, left leg straight again, just for a few seconds here. And release, let it go. Fingers interlocked, left knee up, not trying too hard. Right knee slightly bent. Now pull harder the left. And if you can, right leg straight again, only if you can. Wonderful. Release, relax. Let it go. Back down on the ground, reclining postures, and you'll need your napkin with you. Now, remember that bent knee, straight leg thing that we did? That might come up again. And remember, when it does, it's your option whether you want to do it or not. Okay. Also, you can use the wall today for the single legged postures, but more on that when we get there. Lying face down on the ground, with your napkin or your folded towel beside you to the right. So there we go. You're lying face down on the mat. Right knee out to the side with the knee on that piece of cloth, that padding that you got over there, and your knees bent at about 90 degrees. That's it. All right. Look to the right a little bit. Now, if you like, you can leave that padding where it is under the knee, or you can place it under the ankle because now you're going to try and straighten that right leg to the side. Don't try and go too high. Hip level is good enough. Right leg straight out to the side. Right knee bent. Come back. Yeah, beautifully done. And change sides. So now taking that napkin to the left, I'll have to turn around. There we go. Lying face down. Padding on the left. Left knee out on the padding there. And just lying down for a few breaths. That's it. Really let it go. You're not trying to do anything fancy over here. Wait. Let the rest and the relaxation make it work for you. Change, look to the left, come up a little bit, look to the left. And if you like, you can leave that napkin over there, or you can move it under the ankle of the left leg. Left leg straight out to the side, not too high, stay there. Beautiful. Left knee bent. Don't worry about the napkin, let it be where it is, exactly where you are. Turn around onto your back and grab your belts. Starting with both knees bent, using the belt, right leg up. And whenever you're ready, left leg straight on the ground. Do not force these. Take your time, be gentle. That's the only way this is going to work. Gentle change legs, left knee bent, right leg release, left leg up, absolutely straight. Wait here for a few seconds. And then, if you like, slowly trying to straighten the right leg along the ground. That's it. Right knee bent, left leg release. Keep the belt aside for a moment and help yourself up. Come on up. We have a few standing postures to do. First one, triangle. Right leg forward, left leg back. Chest facing the side, arms forward and back. Yeah. Right arm forward, left arm back. Look through the right hand, front leg absolutely straight. Turning the right foot 90 degrees. Breathe in, tuck the hip in, go forward, forward and down. And you're welcome to use your ankle or even a block if you like. You don't have to go too low. Wonderful. Inhale, come on up, and you can bend the right knee a little bit while you're coming up, just in case you need that option. Turn the other way. Left foot 90 degrees, right foot turns in slightly. Breathe in, tuck the hip in, go forward, and then down. Right arm straight up. Either you look to the side or you look up. Do not look at the ground. Okay, that's it. Come on up and relax a little bit. Shuffle your feet together while I show you what's happening. Now we're going into a half moon, but from there, only if you like, you're going to try and make it a little more advanced, a little more stronger. All right. So from the half moon, you're going to go higher up. Watch how we do this. Now, you really don't have to do this, or maybe you'll move just an inch or two here and then. That's fine. Let me demonstrate first. So that's right leg forward. You leave the left hand on your hip, go down to the ground, get into a half moon, and wait there for a while. Now, only if you like, after some time, you'll take the body lower and the leg higher, and the body lower and the leg higher, and the body lower and the leg higher. And that's what you do. And it's not going to be held for very long, but only if you can increase the height of the leg, decrease the height of the torso. Let's do this. Right leg forward, left leg back. Left hand on hip. Right knee bent, hand touches the ground, and lift off. Hold your half moon. Keep your left hand on the hip. We're not taking it up today. Hold your half moon, wait there, focus on chest turning to the side. Now, if you like, let's increase the height. Gently, body goes down a little bit, leg goes higher, body goes lower, leg goes higher. And remember, your chest is still turning to the side. You're not turning your chest to the ground. And that's more than enough. Right knee bent, back foot touches the ground. Inhale up. Change sides. Left forward, right back. Right hand on hip. Breathe in. Bending the front knee, left hand on the ground. Lift off. Wait there. Okay, time to start trying harder. Body goes lower, right leg comes higher. Body lower, right leg higher. Go as deep as you can, but remember your chest faces the side. It's an open hip, and that's enough. Bending the front knee, back foot touches the ground. Inhale, come on up. Wonderfully done. Step to the front of the mat. Similar stuff, but now with neutral hip. Fold over, down dog. Both knees bent, left leg steps back. Left leg straight up without turning the hip, and only if you like, right leg straight. Now, when you straighten the right leg, maybe the left leg comes down a bit, and that's okay. Let's not worry about that. Left down, right leg forward all the way. Both hands forward on the ground. Lift up the back leg about hip height without turning the hip. Only if you can, stage two, right leg straighter. And only if you can, body lower, leg higher. Beautifully done. Right knee bent, back foot touches the ground. Step your hands back on the mat and walk back into the down dog. Both knees bent, right leg steps back this time. Right leg straight up. If you like, left leg straight. Wait for a few seconds. Down. Left foot all the way forward. Both hands forward. Lift off the right leg. Remember, we're not turning the hip at this stage. Left knee slightly bent, looking forward. You're really trying to flatten the back. You're trying to have one straight line from your shoulders to your right leg, to your right heel, in fact. Okay, if possible, left leg straight. And only if you can, body lower, leg higher. Only if you can. Only if you'd like to. And that's enough. Back foot down. Walk back onto the mat. Shake about a little bit. And lie face down again. You'll need the napkin or your piece of cloth on the right side. Lie down. Face down. Now, very similar, it's just that we're adding a little more work over here. Right knee on the padded cloth, about 90-degree bend in the knee. Weight here. Okay, in this position, right foot off the ground. Just rotate the thigh inward, rotate the hip inward, right foot off the ground and down. Right foot off the ground and down. And third and last time, right foot off the ground, but we'll wait a little longer. And down. Look to the right. If you need to, place that padding under your ankle. All right, protecting that. But if you like, you can keep it under the knee also. Now, this time, right leg out to the side. And if possible, hold on to the foot or the shin and pull the leg as high as you can. Remember, your chest is facing the ground. And release. Beautifully done. Very slow. Come back. And chest facing the ground. Belly facing the ground. Napkin or cloth to your left. Left knee on the padding there, knee bent about 90 degrees. And then going for the inward rotation of the hip. And to do that, you just simply lift the foot off the ground. Left foot off, down, left foot off, down. Last time, left foot off and stay a little longer this time. Beautiful release. Okay. Look to the left. Place the padding under your ankle if you need to. Some of us don't need to make this change. Left leg straight out to the side, grabbing the heel or the shin, whatever you can with your hand, and maybe pulling higher up in line with your shoulders. Maybe. When you're doing this, chest facing the ground. Beautiful release. And that's it. Turn around, lie down on your back. Keep your belts close to you. You'll need them really soon. First, happy baby. Starting with both knees bent. Lifting up that bent right knee close to your shoulder. Remember, there's a bend here. You're not trying to straighten this leg. Sole of the foot facing the ceiling. Very important. Reach up, grab the ankle or the outer edge of the foot, and then bending your elbow, pull that bent knee down towards the ground, close to the body. Wait there for a few seconds. And if you'd like to go further, left leg straight on the mat, if you'd like to. Now, maybe the left leg is not completely straight. That's fine too. Release. Right leg down. Left leg, knee bent, close to the shoulder, sole of the foot facing the ceiling. Reach up and grab the outer edge of the foot. Remember, the thigh is not completely in front of you. It's a little offset. It's a little to the side. Just a bit though. Start pulling that bent knee down beside the body, close to the ground. Wait. And if you like, right leg straight. Only if you like. Gentle right knee bent, release. And now grab your belt. Starting with both knees bent, feet flat on the ground, right leg up, use your belt, and wait there for some time. Wait, get used to it. Now, slightly different in the way we progress over here. If you can, pull a little more at the right leg first, so go really maximum, but gentle, of course. Please don't hurt yourself. And then finally, left leg straight on the ground. Now, maybe the left leg is not completely straight. That's okay. Left knee bent, right leg release. Starting with both knees bent, feet flat on the ground, left leg up. Stay here for a few seconds, for a few breaths. If and only if you like to increase the pull, And then finally, right leg straightening on mat. Beautiful. Right knee bent, left leg release. And let's come on up for the final part of our standing series. You might need your belts for this. Come on up. So we have two postures left as far as the standing work is concerned. All right. But again, we're doing them in stages. So stage one, yeah, the real thing. Stage two, bent knee, leg higher. And stage three, if you can, straighten that standing leg again. All right. But remember, you do whatever little you can. Now, if you feel like using a wall for support, you're welcome to do that. Touch one hand or the opposite hand to the wall or something, or even have the wall behind you. That's okay. Please remember, be nice. If you don't have a wall close by, you're welcome to hold on to a chair. That's cool too. Let's finish this. Feet together. Hand to big toe posture, sideways. Left arm out to the side, right knee out to the side. Two fingers grab the big toe. Use a belt if you need it, use the wall if you need it. And let's go right leg out the side. Second stage, left knee slightly bent, very slightly, don't go too deep. And when you do that, you can maybe take the right leg a little higher. Third stage, only if you like, left leg straight again. Beautifully done, release. Exactly that. Choose how deep you want to go. Right arm out to the side, left knee up, two fingers grabbing the big toe. Some of us are using a belt. Left leg straight out to the side. Parshva to the side, Hasta Padangusthasana, hand to big toe posture. Stage two, right knee slightly bent. Make sure you have good balance and then maybe left leg a little higher. Stage three, if you can, right leg straight again. Beautifully done. Release, let it go. Shake it out. Okay, not bad at all. Now we're going to do that same thing, but with your leg in front, and this is possibly be a little stronger. The advantage is stage two, with the knee bent, even if you can't come higher, maybe you'll find that you're holding the leg a lot straighter. All right. So all it means is when you bend the opposite knee, you have some room for improvement on the rising leg, whatever that might be. Feet together, left hand on hip, or if you need left arm out, maybe even touching a wall there. That's okay. Go, left hand on hip. Right knee up, two fingers grab the big toe, right leg straight out in front of you. Don't try too hard. Just do whatever little you can. Stage two, left knee slightly bent, and maybe the right leg is straighter, maybe it's a little higher. Okay, if possible, stage three, with that high leg, left leg straight again. Wonderfully done. Release. Let it go. Right hand out to the side or on the support or on your hip. Left knee up, two fingers grab the big toe. Left leg straight out in front of you. Wait. Right knee bent just a bit. Left leg straighter or left leg higher. And let's go right leg straight again. Maybe. Beautiful. Release. Relax. And that's it. Down on the ground. Sit, please. We're done with all the main work for today. From here, it's just about closing up. Sit on your hips with your hands a little behind you, feet apart, knees bent. You can place your hands anywhere for now. You're leaning back a little bit. Breathe in and turn your knees to the right. Just that. Drop both your knees to the right. So your top knee, your left knee, is more or less above the right foot, more or less. Inhale back up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drop both your knees to the left. Feet are still apart. Right knee is more or less above the left foot. Inhale back up. Keep the feet slightly apart, hands behind you, but if possible, only if possible, fingers forward. Now, if this is too strong for your wrist, you can turn your fingers a little outward or completely back. I'll say this quite often. If you're pointing your fingers all the way back, that's fine, but be careful of the elbows, all right? If that hurts your elbows, really not recommended. Personally, I like fingers pointing forward, but then that's just the way my wrist and my arms are shaped. Inhale, chest and shoulders open, and hips up into an easy reverse plank. Neutral neck or drop your head all the way back. Do not look forward. Flat tummy, no pushing your tummy up to the ceiling. Okay, that's enough. Hips down and lie down. Fingers interlocked under your head, elbows out to the side, feet together, knees bent, hips a little to the right, feet a little to the right. Breathe in and breathe out. Twist to the left. Inhale back up. Hips to the center, feet to the center. And now going the other way. Hips a little to the left, feet a little to the left, twisting towards the right. Dropping both your knees to the right. Try and keep your knees and your feet together. Try not to let them separate. Beautiful. Inhale back up. Get your hips to the center. Arms beside the body, feet slightly apart, and you're coming up into a shoulder bridge. Don't make it too deep. Breathe in, open your chest out, and start lifting the hips. Tail tucked in, flat tummy. You're not trying to curve too much. Shoulder bridge. Make sure you feel this in your hamstrings and in your butt rather than too much in the lower back. You will feel it a little in the lower back, but not too much. And down. Okay, last one. Feet together, knees bent, fingers interlocked under your head, hips a little to the right, feet a little to the right, right thigh completely over the left, right thigh over left. And if you like, bind the feet as well. Only if you like, you don't have to do that. Breathe in, exhale, twisting over to the left. Now make sure your shoulders are comfortable. You don't have to force that right knee to touch the ground. Inhale back up, release the legs, hips to the center, hips to the left, feet a little to the left, left leg on top completely. Then bind the feet if you like. You don't have to do this. And exhale, turning over to the right. Keep your shoulders neutral. Do less if you have to. Wonderful. Return. Come back to neutral. Release those legs. Now, sit up for a moment so I can show you what's happening for your last, or rather your second last posture. Sit up for a moment. You have two choices. One is either you'll do butterfly, reclining, and lift up the hips, or you'll do simple cross legs and lift up the hips. Now, of course, if you're doing simple cross legs, you'll have to change the cross of the legs for the second attempt. So if you're doing a butterfly, you'll just do it twice. But if you're doing cross legs, first it's with the right leg in front, second it's with the left leg in front. And that's all there is to it. Go. Choose one of those two, butterfly or right leg in front, sukh asana, simple cross legs. Comfortable pose. Breathe in, broaden up the chest, and then at the end of that inhale, the hip comes off the ground just an inch or two. We're not trying to go too high. Even if you can, you're not trying to go too high. Wonderful. Release. Change the cross of the legs. If you're doing cross legs, of course. If you're doing butterfly, just rest for a moment. Inhale, broad open chest, hips lift off again. And that's it. Release. Feet flat on the ground, knees pointing up to the ceiling. Wait here for some time. And we're finishing in a slightly active way to bring the back into neutral, to bring the lower back into neutral. Now we're doing a half boat, but slightly different from the traditional method. Lying down, knees bent, feet together. Lift your feet off the ground so you're forming an inverted L with your knees there. Lift your feet off the ground. Hands forward beside your knees but not grabbing. Breathe in, breathe out, round up your shoulders off the ground. Flex the feet. We're not pointing the feet. So your feet are in line with the knees. They're not higher. Your feet, your heels are in line with the knees. Okay, now very slow. Push the feet a little further forward, not up, forward and forward. And you don't have to straighten your legs, but if you can, go for it. Take your time. Take your time. Stop at any stage you like. Don't take your feet any higher. That's making it too easy. To keep it easy, you bend your knees. That's all. Flex the feet. Half boat. Shoulders rounded. Shoulders protracted. There's a hunch in the upper back. And beautifully done. That's it. Knees bent, feet down, head down to the ground. Straight legs, arms beside you. Feet falling apart, really relaxed legs. And eyes shut. We are done. Knees bent. Drop to the side. Slowly push yourself up onto your hands and knees. Lift your knees off the ground. Remember to push back. Step forward, keeping the feet apart. And then inhale, come up any way you like. You can even push against the thighs if that's what works for you. Feet apart, eyes open. Feet together. Palms together, breathe in. And exhale, bow.